What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the 78 plus player pick. It is a 1 of 3, which is always a favoured in any sort of player picks. We normally get 1 of 2s, which do give you a good variety, but most definitely need a little bit of work. With this one, it is exactly gold 11. You only need commons in it, and we're going to try one out today for you right now. So again, if you want to learn how to grind them, we're going to go through the full steps of what you need to get done in the next 3 days. Obviously, the big ones we're looking for is the FUT Fantasy Heroes, and obviously the normal FUT Fantasy as well. All of them are upgradable from the 17th of March. I don't personally know how quickly they'll be upgraded once they achieve one of their targets. Obviously, if someone wins on the 17th, normally they wait until the Wednesday to get that upgrade. Are you tired of using players like this? I would much rather have teams more like this. Then I recommend going over to skycoach.gg for all of your coaching and coins needs. They are cheap, fast and reliable, but at the checkout make sure you are using code JT11 for a discount on your orders. Back to the video. In the game, 1 of 3, the first one, we get 81, 83, 83. We do get all of them already owned. I want to say Pau Torres is tradable. Was we right? We was, even better. So if you are looking to grind these out, I feel like this is probably a good time if you want to save them for either the promo team 2, or if you can really hold out, we are leaked to have FUT Birthday in the coming weeks. That should start on the 17th or 18th as well, whatever date the Friday is. The best way to start then, you can obviously go from the very, very bottom. I'd imagine a lot of people should have some golds in the club right now. If you have got nothing, I probably wouldn't even tell you to go and do bronze packs now, just because there is very little to sell. Still available to do, and you definitely can still make some coins, but it's definitely a little bit harder than we do see in previous years. That's mainly just from all of the bronze packs, what we've had before. League SBCs was a big one for that. So just as an example for you for a bronze pack, the bronze rares at the moment are coming in at 250. If you wanted to play the long game and have a little bit of coins with it, then you can keep the bronze rares in your club and wait for a double icon to come out again, because you need the bronze rares. That will obviously normally go up to about 350, I'd say, to a minimum, all the way up to potentially 500. As you see, we got very, very lucky in this, and that guy is worth probably about 650, which technically has made the packs back, but this is the normal kind of person you would get. 250, and he definitely will sell, and you predominantly get random players going throughout. And that pretty much is the bronze packs. The big thing with them, and the one thing that I do like with bronze packs at the moment, if you have got a little bit of coins to go with and maybe a bit of time, then obviously we do have the premium bronze upgrade, which most definitely is fantastic for getting straight into them silvers and then into the golds. And the premium silver, 3 of them will give you 1 player pick straight off the bat. Because you can have 5, you'll have 4 left over, and then obviously you can keep grinding that way. Any player pick that you don't particularly want, then obviously you can put back in, meaning you only need to do 2 every single time. Will take a little bit of time, I will say that, but you obviously can grind it. That is like very minimal in your club. You've got nothing really to kind of go with, and you've got no starting point. If you have got a few golds in your club, and another little kind of little bit of nugget, to be honest, I feel like it's pretty evident, to be honest, throughout objectives, you've got so many packs that you can get for golds just by looking at all these. It may only be 1 or 2 players, but most definitely these will come in handy. From these to Silver Beast to First Owner Fiesta, there is a lot of packs this year that EA have given through objectives, and I think that is something you must take advantage of. From Centurion of wins to matches to obviously goals, and also to the head-to-head winning. There's a lot of packs that they've given us, so you can normally start the game off pretty well. You then have obviously your preview pack, you have moments, champs, rival rewards, squad battle rewards. There's a lot of ways to get cards in your club. That is just the starting block. So say you've got a few golds, you want to start this off right. The best way personally for me to say that you could do this with very little coins spent, open quite a lot of packs, some decent packs in the normal kind of run of things, is going to be the League SBC. We harp on it about it as much as possible, because it most definitely is one of the best ways to get it done, and that is by doing the premium mixed league upgrade. Personally, be doing the bronze and silvers as well. Maybe you want to have a look at the minimum, the mixed one, the mixed league upgrade, which is obviously Serie B, La Liga 2. I personally don't think that's worth your time. I would just go straight to this. And as I always say, my top left is always going to be Marseille. My bottom left, it doesn't necessarily matter who you go with. I personally rock Serie A with it. Then I go with a Prem on obviously the Prem or La Liga. And finally the Lib and Sud is just dependent on who's in my club. We've only just done it, so we should necessarily have everybody. But for instance, if I'm going to try and grow through it, we'll just go ahead and whack everybody that we know who's in different teams. I think that's a player, and I want to say we've got one of them teams in. We do. And then other than that, I will have a look through my suds, because sometimes, like I see here, you do get a 75 or 76 as well. I do need one more player to get it done, which is not a problem at all. I normally go for the libs, go into concepts and just have a look throughout. I'm going to try the right mid. I believe he can be expensive at times because obviously he gets chemistry. Can I find him for under 2? Yeah, he's very expensive. So what I'd do there is I'd bin that one off. I'd probably just put a few options in this bottom bit now. So obviously I can just go and rattle through them quite quickly. But for instance, if I'm looking again, we will go for... If I can find somebody, we'll go for Diaz. Again, he has got the league, so the position, so he might actually be, okay, yeah, even more expensive. Okay, these are actually more expensive than I thought. But with these, just keep going. Just absolutely keep going. We'll try the goalkeeper because that's normally a position that you don't necessarily need heavily on. Still 2.7. He's probably... Yeah, it's a little bit over. We'll go... Oh, that's a buy and a half. So that's beautiful. That's just saved myself a lot of coins. So if I go from there, we'll change these around. That will give me 6. That will give me something. I might actually have to use a position modifier. I don't know why I've used that now, because obviously we can put the suds or libs in here. Obviously then we can go down to what we've got in the club. It doesn't matter at all, as long as it matters. In fact, I bet you, yeah, he's the same as the goalkeeper. We've just obviously got to miss any clubs that we have actually put in. If you've got a stock club of libs, shouldn't be a problem at all. And obviously we did waste a position change for absolutely no reason. We got 24 chem regardless. And that's normally how I do the lib and sud. Just keep grinding through. Even if I needed to buy 2 or 3, it's not a problem. I'll then open this pack. We get a board from it, so that's extra fodder to go into. Guarantee it's Pau Torres. You just know it is. Got him at the start of the video, now at the second. But this is not a bad idea, to be honest, as well. So we know full well he is untradeable dupe. There is 2 ways of going with this. Either, especially with an 83, 84 dupe, either I go and do a player if I'm more than happy with how much fodder I've got in the club. I either then do a 78 plus player pick, or I do the Future Star Academy. Mainly because that is a 1 of 3 82 plus. I'd then take my 83 and I'd go ahead and grab it and put it into one of these. So for instance, personally I will try and use or utilize as much non-league SBC as I can. We might even put an extra 83 or 2 in there just to make sure we can lower the rating down that little bit more. And we will go and try and find any non-league upgrade players that we need. So obviously La Liga, Bundesliga, any Portuguese league we are absolutely fine with. Same with Ajax, and then also we'll try and lower it that little bit more. And I think that is the big thing whenever upgrading, is just literally trying to get it down as much as possible, because you don't want to necessarily keep putting in too much, because over a span of time that's going to have a real effect on your club and you're going to have to eventually get more than you put in. With this one, we managed to get an 85 back, never going to argue with that. More fodder back in and we can grind the leagues again and again and again. So from there, we've obviously done Lib and obviously the Prem, which we did prior. Very, very straightforward. One team on these two, one of each on one of each club on this one. And then Marseille is again a very standard one to do also. So for instance, with this, I tend, because I know, I think it's Emerson, I want to say his name is actually really expensive at the moment for some reason. Gerson, that's who it is actually quite expensive. I don't know why. Everybody else is relatively cheap, but if I just double check again, he was, I think he was over 3,000 coins for me last time. I don't know if he's come out the game or what have you, but as you can see, he's 3,500 coins. We don't need that. We can literally go into the commons, and if we just go to Marseille, we can literally go to 1.5. We get 1.9, 1.7, we said that from the start. We'd go buy all the commons and finish it off. So literally I would go and get these rares, 5 commons, job's good and beautiful. So you're probably thinking, how do you keep money? How do you keep getting these and going over and over? With these left-hand side, the Jumbo Gold Pack and the Small Prime, personally, I always sell everything of these, and especially if you're low on coins. So, for instance, if we're going to go and try and do the Serie A, we'll try and do it quickly for you so we're not using too much time. We normally try and go for the teams that we don't see very often, and then put in the rares that we kind of need to. Lazio normally is quite a common one. But I know we've got a Roma striker. We go Fiorentina, left back. I know we've used one, so we'll go back and try and change him. We'll go Hellas is there. Beautiful. Then right mid, I don't think we had anybody. Centre mids, a little bit more. Udinese. Beautiful. Left mid. We're probably okay now for teams. So I think, and I needed him, not the other one. So then, if we click that, we should be pretty spot on. All we need now is 77 rated. This is where literally the bottom of the bottom Serie A's come in, and we are absolutely golden. So we haven't used that team, and we haven't used that team. That should be it. Obviously, the club I've got at the moment is quite stocked. We've not been going through the League SBCs as much. But if you need to buy some players, because hopefully we get a board or a walkout. But if you do, you can sell him. If not, then we just keep grinding. With these, you either have the options to put them back into the League SBC or obviously grind them out. Personally, selling them at kind of like a day or two, once that player pick has been out a little bit. We can see here we've got a 2.4k player. Personally, we're going to keep him to put him back in. But obviously, if you wanted to sell him to re-roll and keep going, that is obviously perfect as well. We know we can get them for a K to 2k, so we could sell that one on a profit and obviously then go ahead and buy another player back. With Marseille, I tend to just finish it whenever I've got it last. We then get the Jumbo Gold Pack, sell the position modifiers, sell the chemistry styles, even sell the contracts if you are running low. They eventually will sell, but it is all about how quickly you want this done. Once we've got the Jumbo Gold Pack, we'll have sold that as well as the Small Prime. Then obviously we keep these two, which is Small Rare Gold and a Prime Electrum. With any of the bronze and silvers you get from the Prime Electrum, you can obviously put into the premium bronze and silver upgrades, which again gives you more cards back. And then the gold ones, if you've got them duplicate or they're not League SBC, now we put them into the 78 plus. It's a very easy one to do, and it's just commons at the minimum. If you want to throw some rares in there, then obviously there isn't going to be another upgrade for them, so obviously go ahead and do that. If then you kind of utilize any non-League SBC card, should be relatively simple, and you can just keep re-rolling round. If then, as you'll see in a second, we get a player that isn't one that we want, so it's not a fodder based one, it is more choice on League SBC. So obviously if we get a Prem, a Serie A or a Lib that obviously is nothing in terms of rating, so if, for instance, if we was looking at these, we have to go for fodder, but say this was a Prem 80, then obviously we go for the Prem. We don't just go and click La Liga. You want to then get a Prem player, which you can then re-put back into the League SBC and grind it again. It gives you 5 packs from the League SBCs, any premium silver and bronze upgrades, as well as then a 78 plus pick anytime you get a duplicate that is not League SBC driven. If they are League SBC driven and you're not quite at the end, then go ahead and put them in the 78 plus pack. Make sure you are doing it whenever it's a duplicate, because then obviously you won't be tied down with maybe having a duplicate when you don't have another 10 players to put into this pick. And that is the best way to grind it. League SBC into premium silver bronze upgrades if you've got any bronze and silvers, into the 78 plus player pick, then any duplicates from there either back into the League SBC. Any players that you want to do, obviously Brandt is an absolute cracking one, an 83 rated player team with an inform for an 88 rated player. Great fodder for the future, a nice rating that you can put into another SBC, and then obviously you have got multiple things that you can then put them into, for instance a future star academy upgrade, guaranteeing yourself an 82. And that is the best way to grind them. Let me know down below if you did enjoy the video. Make sure you like and subscribe and share with everybody, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Check the video on the screen, it's been picked for you.